Got my shades open, it's a whole skyline in the city's right in front of my face. Yeah, I'm in a zone this year, it's all fire. Nigga, check my attire, your worst fears confirm. Your reign at the top expires this year. No application, I'm higher this year. This in dedication to that bitch to slash my nigga tires. Oh yeah, I knew about you.
Hey, give me 1 second. Let me post it in the Discord per usual. Hold on, give me a sec.
About you, try to tell the nigga. Don't trust that bitch as far as you can smell a nigga. But you live and you learn. On this road, the richest niggas bound to miss a few turns. Don't let the bridges that you cross turn into bridges you burn. You're bound to miss a few turns. Don't let the bridges that you... Fuck it, y'all don't hear me. Look, hey yo, I walk along this long harbor of life and sit on the piers, reflect on my
what's
pain,
good, what's good, what's good? Hold on, let me turn this down.
Should I feel an ounce of guilt that I outdid all my peers? Or write my name in the sky and show them niggas I'm here.
Put that right there. Alright, here we go. What's good, what's good, what's good? Let me open up this Discord so I don't forget the fact that we got some questions in the Discord. But, as y'all see, Anthony Edwards once again versus Tatum and Brown. The only reason as to why I didn't watch the Celtics versus Bucks game is because if you actually paid attention to the schedule, you'll be like, oh, that's why the Celtics was playing so ass. They played a back-to-back on the road. The second game on the road at that. So you went from Boston, played that night, flew, and then had to recover all this other shit. And you played an overtime game against Minnesota. So I hate when the NBA does dumb shit like that, where they put back-to-back games, like the tail end of a back-to-back, against a really good team. And they did that to Milwaukee last time, I believe. So I don't like that. What times do you usually stream? Around this time. Around this time usually. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The only reason I didn't stream on Wednesday is because my schedule for school was located. I just had to get that shit situated, and I also had to catch up on some editing and shit because I be doing everything by myself. I'm a one-man wrecking crew. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, usually, if anything, it'll be earlier than this, like maybe like 3:15, 3:30. Only reason I had to, also today I had to stream a little later is because I had to pick up my brother up. But usually around this time though. Usually around this time. So, like I was saying, I ain't watched that Milwaukee game because that shit was already like, I couldn't do that. One. And then the Minnesota game was actually good. KP didn't play, Rudy Gobert didn't play, but regardless though, there was gems in that game. So, and this might actually be one of the best breakdowns. I really looked at the type of shit I got for this breakdown, and I was like, it's about to be one of the ones. It's about to be one of the ones. That's all I'm gonna say when it comes down to this. You're gonna see when the breakdown start, but just know that we got some gems in here. And it's like not even just the typical like, oh, he did this and he did that. There's like, there's levels and layers as to which I had to dive into and research while I was watching some of these clips, so I can educate myself on certain things I didn't know. So that's the key when it comes down to just being a player, coach, a person, being able to learn about things as to what you could admit that you don't know. So before we even get into this, let me check this Discord right quick too. Let me see. I got quite a few questions. I ain't gonna lie. I got quite a few questions. Let me see. Here we go. Let me start here. All right, boom. Let me get some water right quick. I look, should have got some more water. This should do. By the way, make sure y'all stay hydrated. A lot of y'all be sitting here dehydrated in a motherfucker. Y'all be living your day, dumb, dry mouth, crusty lips. Come on, drink some water, bro. Drink some water. All right. So boom, first question. I want to get this shit out the way because we got a cool 8.5 minutes of clips. We got a cool 8.5 minutes of clips. So, do you know any training? What time is it? Boom, 5 minutes into the stream, we locked in. Do you know any training exercise to prepare your body or specifically your legs for awkward footwork, like Wemby walked off, twisted his ankle, or how Shea gets in or doesn't get injured from his footwork? Because I do some weird ones to unintentionally, and my shin or knee sometimes hurt. Well, I'm pretty sure the way as to which she would probably be going about it, and the way y'all would think going about it, would be literally to try to do similar things, like the exact things, but you must layer those workouts to prepare yourself for that level. So probably just judging by the average hooper, you have to start at a base level, right? So like you may see some of these NBA trainers, say like Paul favorites like PJF or Mike G, Mr. Do It Moving. You may see some of their workouts But those are workouts that are for that reach the physical capacities and the athletic capabilities for those players at that level. But you don't really see all the other layers it took them to get to that level and do that level of workout. So I would say the basic level to start to be able to end up reaching that level would be to do things like end range isometrics. That's where I started personally, and I've been in a lot of situations like you said right here, where Wemby twisted his ankle and walked off, where Shea would get into a low position on a cross, and then like he doesn't get hurt out of it, right? That's where I started with it, just doing those end range isometrics, and I was spamming them for a long ass time because of what it taught me and what it trained me to be able to do was to not just play low, but it gave me access to all my muscles, right? And even if we're talking about calves, right, because your ankle, right, we're talking about the muscles around there. There's not really end range isos, but you could do like fully contracted isos to where you're holding the top of a calf raise or something like that. Or if you're doing calf raises, you're doing them slow and controlled, right? And so just by looking at it from that standpoint, like that's one way you could be able to train the ankle, being able to use those isos while the calf is fully contracted and all those muscles are, because now you're training all those little muscles in that area to activate, right? And now the more muscles you have to activate and the stronger those muscles get, the better it's going to be able to protect your bones and your joints and all these other stuff, your ligaments and everything like that. So that's where I started, and now I progressed to a point where it's like where I'm able to kind of get into the more complex stuff. But I would really say this for now. When it comes down to my program, when I show y'all gonna be able to work on shit like this, right, at the same time while improving your vert, because you need those little things. But it's gonna start super basic, and as like the weeks would progress throughout the program, it's gonna now the workouts are also gonna progress as well. So, yo, what's good? What's good? I thought I had to do stuff in the weight room. Why can't clearly see Wemby body, man? So mass, no muscle. Hold on. PGA program, he talks about progressions, workouts, and all the other levels, all the basic. Yeah, I mean that's what a good program would do. It would start basic, then would progress throughout the entire program. So I also learned a lot from him too. So it's not necessarily like I learned that concept from him, but it's just a common thing as to what you'll see on shit that's good. You know what I'm saying? Shit that's gonna work. It's not gonna take you straight to the high level shit, or it won't have you doing the same thing for a prolonged period of time. Because even then, there's like a neurological thing in terms of like the workouts in itself and that new exposure to new movements and things like that could help stimulate you and like almost trick you down to like your nervous system essentially and like mentally to then help you be able to get more results. So like that, it's also important to have a good amount of variability when it comes down to a lot of stuff. So whatchamacallit? You said you thought you had stuff to do in the weight room, bro. I could clearly see why Wemby body mass, no muscle. But what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? You're saying I would say this about Wemby. He doesn't have mass because he has a lot of surface area on his body, of course, but he has functional strength, but he doesn't have mass, right? And so like that's where you could look at someone like Wemby and you could be able to kind of delineate those two things to where it's like, all right, we see his skinny ass frame, but at the same time, how is he able to play and be able to do X, Y, and Z? So like, he has that functional strength, like he has the ranges, he has those the muscles you need for basketball, but he doesn't have that size. You know what I'm saying? So, like IRE, what you mean? I swear sometimes it be feeling like you be typing in a different language. I ain't gonna lie. And then also you said, do you know any training exercise to prepare your body, specifically legs for awkward landing, for awkward footwork? Well, you asked the same question twice. All right, but I was like, wait, why did you send it twice? I'll peep it. You don't gotta send it twice unless I stream and I don't see that stream. You can send it again maybe, but just remind me. You know what I'm saying? But you don't gotta send the same question twice. But I'll say the workouts. Take the basic shit. Like I said, I always be saying, like I even put here in the workout section. Boom. Shit like that's over here. Like these are fairly basic level isometrics and workouts as to what you can use, especially these right here. This first set that I sent through, I spanned this for so long in the weight room, and I got like so much progress and improvement on my vert just from spamming these workouts right here. Like the ones you'll see, the first ones, especially these isos where you just change the toe angle, isometric at the bottom. Like that literally took my shit from like being at a point where I'm on the court and I can't play low to now once I'm able to do this and like really train my the knee angle, hip angle and whatnot, I'm comfortable playing low. And that's the one thing that's to which kind of defeated me in terms of just playing basketball overall. Like, doesn't matter where I was, high school, college, pick up, that's where it defeated me. So like being able to train, if you want to play low, you got to train low. So, and also if you want to be able to get out of dangerous positions, you don't necessarily have to train for dangerous positions. What you have to do is be able to train your muscles for that level of stretch. That's what you have to do when it comes down to that. So I don't know if you heard that one more. I'm gonna say it one more time. You don't have to train your body in dangerous positions to get yourself to be able to play in those dangerous positions. Like Wemby twisting his ankle, you don't gotta go and twist and roll your ankle around and shit, right? But you have to train, or like for example, Shea when he's making those crossovers at internal hip rotation, you just have to train that stretch of the muscles that are necessary in those movements. So like say it is your ankle, for example. You could train your ankles through those ranges. So like I'll literally take a resistance band, like some basic ass shit. I may record this tomorrow. If I got time, I'll record this tomorrow. I would have a resistance band and I'll literally just go through like not circles, but like the lateral ankle shifts with the resistance band on one side. So say I put a band around this side, right? Boom. This is my ankle. I'm pulling it. Like this is getting me through the full ranges, right? Put it around the other way. Same thing the other direction. So I'm gonna try to record that just so I don't like to really try to talk it out when I can visualize it, but I don't know if y'all can visualize it. So I may just record it because it's something super basic. So something like that for ankles. Also training, like I said, that full range, that contraction. Same thing with quads. Do you think those John Moran jumping on box piles are good for jumping higher and explosiveness? Is it where he was like jumping on that tire or some shit? I think I seen like some sort of video. He was like jumping on a tire. Was that you talking about that where like he was just jumping on back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth? And you say, yeah, you mean a tire? I think that's the video you're talking about. Me personally, I have not done that or really any of those conventional workouts because I haven't really got any improvements out of them. I could possibly be able to add them in, but the way as to which I see improving vert is a completely different like perspective. And a lot of that stuff, it will help because you're exposing yourself just to the basic movements. But when we're talking, if I've already done all that basic stuff and I've almost tapped out to my potential doing this shit, right? Which we usually do. How can I be able to get that shit to another level? You won't see any of those basic shits in my program. You know what I'm saying? What server this? This is mine. This is my server. I'm gonna send it in the chat right quick. Hold on, I'm gonna drop it in the chat. I really need to start recording these workouts again. But it's just been so tough because I'm trying to learn some shit. I'm trying to learn new shit. So it's like I be in there experimenting, learning different movement patterns, using like the little Viper shits in that motherfucker too. So it's like it just be tough. Let me try this. Pin this. Boom! I pinned it. Pinned in the chat. It'll be pinned the rest of the stream. So let me see. Let me go back. I don't think I have any more questions. I might have one or two more. Let me just double check. I think I have one more. Let me find it. I don't think I have one more actually. Yeah, I don't think I have any more. Nope. Thank you. No problem. You know that's what we do. It's what we do. You thought about studying your league games? I'm probably gonna end up doing it in time, and I'm gonna keep it a bean. The way as to which my breakdown kind of went today when I was watching the Celtics versus Timberwolves game. Hold on, let me fix my chair. When I was watching the Celtics versus Timberwolves game, it took me four hours to watch that game. It took me 4 hours from start to finish, about 8 o'clock to 12, like 12:05. So I was literally sitting there like I'll see a clip and I'll be like, I don't know enough about this. Then I'll go and try to watch something else. And like the type of tangents I'd be getting on be crazy. And I ain't gonna lie, I may start putting some of the the shit I be writing in my notebooks and stuff that I just keep to myself so I can be able to continue to learn and really conceptualize. I may start putting that on that membership section on my YouTube. So make sure y'all get that membership, join up. I think it's $5, $4.99 a month, and I'm gonna start putting gems in there, the ones as to which I'm conceptualizing on a day-to-day basis. So I really need to lock in when it comes down to that. Bro's on that mama mentality. Hey man, I just gotta uncover the truth, bro. I hate being in gray areas. You know what I'm saying? I hate being in gray areas where it's like I know something, right? And then you see something new, and then you kind of want to label it as, oh, I already know this, and you just want to kind of blow past it. You know what I'm saying? Blow over it and be like, oh yeah, it's just this, it's just that. But like, is it really that? And I can't lie to myself. We can't lie to ourselves. Y'all can't even lie to yourselves either, right? You could tell somebody something, but it doesn't change the fact that you know you lying to them. Or you may be lying to yourself. You just want to skip over. You're trying to be lazy when it comes down to certain things. And when it comes down to that, I always call myself out whenever I do that. Like, no, don't do that shit. You got to figure out what that is, because you're really robbing yourself. Robbing yourself of what? The truth. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit here and all because I don't feel like doing something because I feel like being lazy. I don't want to uncover the truth. I don't want to have a full understanding of a topic as to which I want to be fully knowledgeable on. So when it comes down to things like that, I always got to just fuck it tangent. Like I sat in the group chat, or not in the group chat, in the Discord. I was like, I was reviewing the referee handbook for 30 minutes because I was like, how the fuck does this work? How does this happen? But people say this and they say that, and this is like, is this false? And I came down to the conclusion, the topic I was researching and I was just thinking on was hand checking, and I came down and realized you can hand check. I don't think y'all realize you can hand check. It's just about how do you disguise it? How do you hide it? That's what it really boils down to. Because I see players all the time hand check, but it's not in the same ways to which hand checks were in the 90s or in the 80s, right? You're able to use it, but it's how do you disguise it? How do you hide it when you're playing defense, when you got beat, but you need to go get back and recover in a sense, right? But there's still even literal rules in the handbook that says, if a player is lower or inside the low defensive box, right? The low defensive box, you can hand check freely in the low defensive box. It's just that there's like little things as to which I'm gonna even show y'all in the handbook itself. So let me even open up that tab for the handbook before we even get started on this breakdown. Let's see. I know I saved it. Where is it at? I don't even think I saved it. Hold on, let me try to find it. Let me find it. Let me pull up. Not that. Not that. Let me find the NBA. God damn, wrong tab. Let me find it. We're going to get to this breakdown right now. We about to get started super soon. Damn, wrong shit again. There it is. Got it. All right, I pulled the tab up. So once I get to the clip that I have in the video for that, I'm going to show y'all. And I got a couple clips in there that are going to elaborate based upon that. That's also what Kobe is saying in his book. Yeah, the people don't really do the research. Like, I was reading through this, and I was like, that's why they call this a foul. That's why they call that a foul. Referees are extremely textbook. They're literally like, I'm going to put it like this. Referees are literally like teachers, right? Like think about your school teacher, right? And like I was saying, referees are literally like your school teacher. When you're taught to do something or to implement something a certain way, you're going to do it that same exact way and not stray away from it one bit, right? They're going to do exactly as they're told. So if they show an example of how this foul needs to be called, they're going to call it that same exact way, right? As to however the league told them that this is a foul and that's a foul. There's going to be very few refs as to which are going to stray away from that, right? Which is what makes the game tough to play, because it's almost like referees are becoming robots, right? And so when it comes down to that, you got to understand, all right, they're going to see this. If I do this way, they're gonna call that. But if I change it up and do it slightly different this way, they're not gonna call that, right? And so like if you really take your time and go through like an NBA player or any player at any level, if you go through what the handbook is at that level, then it's like that's why that's a foul. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. And although in the game you're like, man, that's bullshit. That's how we play in the park. The fucking actual basketball of college basketball, NBA basketball, they don't give a fuck about how you play at the park or what you think about it. It's the rules they put in the game, right? The game in this organization must be played this way. So you must conform to that set of rules, right? And if you don't, fouls in the case called every single time. And so if you actually spend your time and look through what it says in there, it's like, that's a foul, this is a foul. And the NBA even has examples, right? They have video examples of what to call a foul and what not to call a foul, right? And so when it comes down to those things, if you literally just spent your time, look through the handbook and said, oh, that's why I can't do that. That's why I fouled out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can really uncover that. What do you think about the Lakers-Raptors game? The Lakers suck. Lakers is boo-boo. Lakers is boo-boo, bro. That shit is hilarious. It's funny. Lakers is boo-boo, bro. They need to do something. Them championship hopes, that shit tough. I don't know what's going to happen. Championship hopes, I don't know if they're going to happen. I don't know if that's going to happen. But I didn't really watch the game, but I seen y'all sent in the Discord. They had 23 free throws in the fourth quarter. I mean, if you just don't got somebody that could guard, AD shot 11 on his own, right? So it means whoever was guarding AD just couldn't stay disciplined enough. And that's where people begin to say, oh, that's what I hate. That's what I also hate too. I really kind of understand too, and begin to pull myself away from the fan narrative of basketball only favors the offensive player. I begin to stray away from that, and I actually begin to see what that really is, right? And all it really is just offensive players being smart and defensive players not being as smart. Every year that's gone by, they've added rules to help the defensive player, not the offensive player. But the offensive players have just gotten so skilled and smart that they just manipulate the defensive player. And so why get mad at the ref or why get mad at the game when you constantly make the same mistake over and over and over again, right? You keep getting fooled on a low rip through. Stop going for a low rip through. You keep jumping when somebody pump fake. Stop jumping. These are all things as to which, as a human being, you have control over. And you can't try to point at the ref and say, oh, he did this, he did that. No, this is not this. Or you actually hit somebody's hand and everyone starts complaining. And then when you go look back, you like actually hit their arm or some shit and it's a foul. But like people just be naive and dumb to certain things and it will sway the opinions of people. And this is a joke that Raptors coaches. He got fined for complaining about the officiating. If you can't guard somebody, bro, it is what it is. They don't got nobody on their roster who could guard AD. They don't. It is what it is. Scotty Barnes can't. Pascal Siakam can't. Jakob Poeltl can't. I'm sorry. You just don't got no one who could guard him. And so how are you going to try to stop him from scoring? By doing things that break the rules. They break the rules. They call a foul. You know what I'm saying? Why I feel stiffness in my calf when jumping on my left. What could it be? Do you have idea? I mean, it could be a number of things. It could be overuse. It could be some stress, some muscle tightness. So maybe you could, if you have a foam roller or anything like that, massage gun, maybe do something of that nature to be able to relieve some of the tightness upon the muscle. You could try to, when you do strength training or anything like that, maybe get into some more full range strength training things to where you're doing a full range calf raise from all the way bottom, let that heel sink all the way up to the top, to where you're actually stretching that muscle, right? Stretching and contracting, right? Getting it through full range, and that stretch will kind of relieve some of the tightness as well. I don't know, maybe you did something particular and it started having that happen at a certain point in time, but I don't know that. Only you know that. So let me know if that happened. $25K for a coach, I ain't gonna lie, that's tough. For a coaches get paid a little bit, but Eric Spoelstra got paid, and the Heat is some real ass motherfuckers because they paid him as soon as before his shit was done. This Pat Riley, he real as shit. He real as shit. By the way, take that Jordan Goat shit hoodie off. No one thinks that. You don't fuck with the hoodie, bro. You don't fuck with the hoodie. I got this shit on Christmas, bro. You don't fuck with the hoodie. You don't fuck with the hoodie. Who do you think the GOAT is, Bron? You think LeBron the GOAT? You think LeGoat? It's LeGoat. Let me also pull up this shit right here. In my opinion, you know what the thing is? Hoodie go hard, appreciate it. It be low key tough. I was low key saying, I was like, fuck, I feel like wearing this shit today. And that shit is slam hoodie. That shit is slam hoodie. That shit tough. That shit tough. But what you call it? Bro, you bugging? The T gonna pay. I don't know. He gonna take that 25K on his own. Bro, fines in the NBA, bro. I know they make a lot of money, but I don't think y'all understand. 25K is 25K. Me personally, the only time I would get a fine if I was a player in the league would be that situation in Indiana where Jaylen Brown got hit on his head. They ain't called that shit a foul. If I was Jaylen Brown and I know how to hold my temper, I low key would have went off. I would have said some out of pocket shit at that moment because he said, no, you didn't get hit on your head. And they even did a 2-minute report shit and they said that wasn't no foul. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this league. I don't know what to say about this league, but this league this shit is corrupt, bro. Shit is corrupt. That shit is like fucking Gotham City, bro. That shit is slowly but surely turning into fucking Gotham. Like this shit, like the way as Twitch shit just be fucking flipped and not even misconstrued, just manipulated and deceived and just wrong. It's just dumb. And like not making all the right necessary changes to be able to elevate the game. Like why not put a 1v1 tournament in All-Star weekend? You know what I'm saying? Why not do that? You know how much bread that shit would make? You know how good the ratings on that shit would be? You know how hard players would play? If you put a $1 million pot in? A $1 million pot for a 1v1 tournament. You know how money motherfuckers are playing that shit? And the league makes billions. They make billions. You don't have $1 million to spare? Like that's the 0.001% of their money. Players would even throw the money on themselves. You'll see people side betting. I bet you the players would side bet on they ones just to make more money. That's how the hoopers are, bro. Especially when they got bread like that, when they got cheese like that, they'll side bet. They'll go up against the player and say, let's put 20,000 on it, me versus you, right? So not only will I be able to have the chance to be able to win that $1 million that the NBA put in the pot, I'm playing against this player and I'm about to take his cheese as we play. So that's another thing. I don't know why they don't do shit like that. I love your breakdowns. Appreciate the support. How old are you? Did you play college? I'm 20. I went to college for I was in college for about 3 months. So I literally went through the whole preseason, whole training camp, all that stuff. And when the season came about, due to the circumstances of my environment and not being able to particularly have a gym and things of that nature, it forced me to kind of sit back and just like really think and say, what do I actually want to do at this point? Because I just had too much time on my hands where I couldn't just get in the gym. And if I can't get in the gym the way I was as a player, I'm not going to be able to play at my full capacity. So we didn't have it. I thought we had a gym going there, but I was lied to. So boom, that shit fucked up and boom, I'm here where I am right now. And ultimately, I was just like, yeah, I don't want to, with all this shit as to which I was able to learn and how much I know I could be able to learn, I was like, why would I keep all this shit for myself? Because I know there's people out there like y'all that would value that information more than me just having it for me. You know what I'm saying? It was never, when I played, it wasn't at the time of being, of course, it was like, how could I get better? But I got to a point where I was like, why would I hold all this information in where I could be able to essentially in time impact even more than just myself and my immediate team and whatever I could be able to do after a playing career. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get into this shit right now. I already had a vision, had an idea. I was like, all right, boom, I could be able to get here, boom, like, then boom, I just went for it. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot of time, took a lot of planning, but we here. So my glorious king is top 2 and not 2, 1 of 1. Y'all funny, bro. The thing is, when it comes to there's different of all time sections. I really want to bring this to light like one of these days. Like if once I'm on like one of the major platforms talking like one of the like say like a Gil or some shit like that, like I want to be able to bring up this concept of there's a GOAT and then there's also a BOAT, right? GOAT, I see greatness as dominance, right? Dominance over a period of time, and that's where you can even be able to incorporate stats. BOAT, best of all time, where you're talking skill, like capabilities of doing something like shooting, dribbling, defense, just scoring from different ranges, fadeaways, like the type of shit you learn on the floor, right? Not the talent stuff. You strip away essentially like that athletic portion of it, and you say, what's their skill like? Who's the most skilled player of all time? And that's where I got Kobe, the best of all time. Then you got like the Kyries or whatnot who don't even necessarily have that, who don't have that engine to be able to have a 42, 44-inch vert, along with whatever skills they have on top of that, which make the skills even, you don't need the skills as much. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I see best, and then there's also like greatest. And then even Braun. Like, Braun's also in that category of one of the best all time. In terms, because you look at just his all-around play style. I know it's like, all right, boom, you see his body and his athleticism, that's talent. But the way he plays the game with that, along with that, is like another thing. Is to which you just look at all around. Brown's also in that conversation, of course. But I still got Kobe, because this type of shit he was able to do with a 38-inch vert. You know what I'm saying? No superb athleticism. Doesn't have a crazy quick first step. It's just all details. So, do you believe in the 8 hours a day philosophy of training? I believe you can, but you have to prep your body and ramp yourself up to a level where you could be able to do so. You know what I'm saying? To where it's not like I should just, I want to go play basketball, I'm gonna start doing 8 hours a day. It's like, all right, I could do one. Even 8 hours is tough, because you think about it like this. 8 hours, right? That's 8 hours out of 24. That's 1/3 of your day where you're actually training. And now you really think about, can you actually get better training for 8 hours? Will your body be too fatigued? And most importantly, will you mentally be too fatigued to be able to train for that amount of time? Right? And so when you think about, can I actually be able to sit here and learn new things for 8 straight hours? You probably will not be able to do that, right? Probably will not be able to do that. Probably won't be 8 straight hours. It'll probably be in increments, so like 2, go for 2, rest for 2, go for 2, rest for 2. But ultimately, just look at it like this: 24 hours in a day. You sleep for 8, that's 16. Then you want to train for 8, boom. Now you got another 8 left to rest and do whatever else that you have to do in life in general, right? So I don't know, you be school, work, I don't know, whatever it might be, right? Personal stuff, I don't know what it is. But now you have 8 hours to be able to do that. And so now you look at that 8 hours you spend training, like, can you really go and do that? Can you really actually be able to maximize 8 hours? I bet you there's people who could be in the gym for 8 hours, but me personally, the way I see it, I could be able to get in the gym for 4 and get better than you, right? It's not like I'm not working hard, right? I am working hard. As a matter of fact, I'm working my absolute hardest for the amount of time as to I have in that 4 hours. And I'm more focused, right? No mental fatigue, no physical fatigue to the point where I cannot be able to go the type of speed I need to, right? So when I think of it like that, it's like there's much better ways to be efficient, because I think that fatigue factor is going to set in, it's going to kick in. But as a person, it ultimately depends on your ability for your fatigue and your body's ability to recover. So it depends. Like, I feel like when you're young, 8-hour days in the gym is vital, because you're just exposing yourself to a lot of mistakes and errors. So let me know if that kind of answers your question. DC, what we got over here in Europe, you got biggest Europe basketball rivalry game last week, and both teams from the same city. You can imagine how that went. Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie. In Europe too, that's not no NBA crowd. That's a European crowd. Motherfuckers are going stupid. They're going dumb. I know that shit was going crazy. I'll pay to see that one, bro. I would. So many people would be at that shit. I don't even think they understand, bro. I don't think they understand. NBA kids 1v1. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. I will send you some. All right, I'll try to peep it. I'll try to peep it. Mikey just committed to UCF. Mikey Williams? You're joking. You're joking. Let me see. I gotta see for myself. Yo, bruh. Buddy at UCF, bruh. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Tell Mikey to hit me up. You need a trainer? You need somebody to watch this film? I already watched somebody else's film who went to UCF, you know what I'm saying? They in the league. So, I don't know. We gonna see. That's fine, though. That's cool, though. Oscar, don't you ever disrespect my glorious king like that, boy. Stop glazing, bro. Y'all funny. You said, hold on. Why do you think Sharif Cooper can't get to the league? Size, efficiency. Um, there's a level of skill and IQ you need necessary to be able to be a player of his size to be able to play in the NBA, right? And so when it comes down to someone like Sharif Cooper, you got to really master, hone in on your craft to where you look at a player like Darius Garland, to where you see his level of efficiency and his ability to make up for his defensive lapses, right? And that's a lot of learned skill and the time you just got to invest into the game, and may just come down to opportunity. Maybe you just put him around the right people, you could be able to get that out of him. But that's the thing when it comes down to it. And the only thing when I can say when it comes down to that is the person who works hard and the person who has that mindset, I know in time they're going to be able to attract what's necessary for them to be able to reach that level. So, and if it's meant to be, it'll be. If it's not, the fuck it, I'ma try. Ain't no need to ask the Father why, I know. You know what I'm saying? That's a J. Cole quote right there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody dies. Everybody dies. Yo, what's good? What's good, Chris? Hey, Chris, I think I hit you up about I had a plug for recruitment. All right, I have a recruitment plug. Can I send a link here in the chat? Sure. I don't know if I have too much time to be able to look over it because we low key. How much time we into the stream? We about 35 minutes in. Yeah, we about 35 minutes in. So you better send it quick, and it better not be a long ass video. Recruitment plug? Yes, recruitment plug. I know somebody who works with D2s, D3s, NAIAs, JUCOs, and they work with the coaches and they recommend players. And so in doing so, like they end up getting some money out of that, but they work with them and they give recommendations and type shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's my plug. So I gave him some players. I gave him some international players. I found a couple players that are actually pretty good, and I sent them their stuff, their contacts, and little things like that. And I still need to send out my second list of U.S. players, and I still need to get that shit situated. So you need to hurry the fuck up. You need to hurry up. I posted that shit like a week ago. You lucky that shit already sent out. It was about to get sent out today. But you lucky I was operating, I was clicking at a different level to where I even forgot about that. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta to the weekend, low key, maybe to like Saturday, Sunday. So you gotta get your film. All I need is your GPA, SAT or ACT, film, email contact or Instagram or whatever like that. Yeah, make sure you just got your film together from last season, this season probably, because you probably get more buckets this season and everything. So yeah, in Discord, you could just DM it to me in Discord. Your film link. Don't send like a 1 minute actual video. Send a link to film, like whether it's on YouTube or Huddle or whatever format page you use for film as a team, right? Make sure you have a link to your film, SAT, height, GPA, little things like that. GPA weighted and unweighted. So you're gonna be shocked and went over ESPN all over the internet. Are you gonna send the link? Cause I ain't gonna lie, I'm counting time. It's counting time, and I'm about to like. I feel like getting to the breakdown. I feel like dropping some gems. Pat, you've been clowning Jabari at the beginning of the season, but he's been hooping for real. I'm not clowning him to a standpoint to where I'm saying he'll just be a shit player. I'm just saying he won't be a number one player. Like I'm talking star of the team, right? He's been playing his role, probably be doing good playing his role and shit. But when it comes down to actually being able to be the star of the team, that's a different thing. Like that's Paulo we talking about. You seen Paulo been cooking. I hope y'all actually been peeping that Paulo's been frying motherfuckers. 43 on the Kings, 30-point triple-double on the Nuggets with the win. Like, he's been going stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been going dumb. All-star. He should be an all-star. 5C right now or some shit like that, all-star. Right? And so, come on, man. Y'all got to really lock in. Paulo's locked in like he hooping for real. The only reason his stats should be higher, but he had a slow start to the season because Team USA and all that other stuff. But ain't no excuses. He in the league. You made the decision. So, next year, though, you're going to see him come out the gate firing. Averaging a cool 25, 7 and 6, 6 and 6 or some shit like that. And apparently Selena Gomez, Paulo Banchero was Selena Gomez's favorite player. I don't know if that report I seen is true. Whatever my brother sent me was true. But I seen it there. And I don't know. So he may even be cooking up at the same time. So now y'all speaking different languages. Skip to 4:30. I don't see nothing. I don't think I've taken the SAT. You haven't taken the SAT or the ACT, and you're a senior. We about to break down, gang. We about to break down, gang. Discord. Oh. What's your ACT? It don't matter. SAT, ACT, regardless what it is. You said 430. 1.63 million subs. Hey, I'm telling y'all. As shit go along, bro, as I continue to operate at my edge on a day-to-day basis, and I just continue to improve, and you see my content begin to hit new levels, right? You're gonna see me dibble and dabble and create some very diverse style of content. That's not even just gonna be here doing what I do. That shit's gonna be global. You know what I'm saying? I got ideas, right? And the thing is, like, I heard this today. I heard somebody. There was a conversation I heard between two people, and I got this from them. But when I'm pregnant with an idea in my brain, it's already been done at a different point in time. You know what I'm saying? So whatever I think and I put my energy to think of and something I want to accomplish, it's already been done at a certain point in time. It's not like pause when I'm pregnant with an idea. Come on, gang. Come on, man. You gotta get your mind out that. You gotta take that filter out your brain. Come on, man. But let me pause it. Let me pause this though. I seen shit like this. I mean, I forgot. Was it you who sent me the other shit to watch? But yeah, that shit. The way I be thinking about shit gonna happen, y'all gonna see. Y'all just gonna see.
That's what the fans think.
If the NBA had shit like this, it just can't happen. It's impossible. Right? Hold on. Let me find a good angle. Let me find some crazy shit. I want to find a crazy ass angle. The thing is though, like I wish the NBA had shit like that. But the thing is people in the US be too bougie, bro. Like, motherfuckers in the US be way too bougie, bro, to have an environment like this in a basketball game, bro. Imagine if you seen the Garden jumping like this. Imagine if you seen Crypto.com. Fuck, I can't call that shit that bullshit. Staples, right? Fuck that. I can't. It's too iconic, bro. If you seen fucking Staples or Crypto.com, whatever you want to call it, arena jumping like this. Imagine, bro. Imagine, bro. That shit would be insane. The playoffs would be absolutely ridiculous, bro. And players would even want to play even harder just because, all right, we already love basketball, but you got fans going this dummy. Bro, if I was an owner, boy, dog, I'm just getting the hardcore, the die-hard fans in sections. Fuck the money. Fuck how much you got to pay. I'll make sure I get the die-hard fans a section every game, right? And if they don't go so damn crazy, they ripping their shirts off and shit, ripping off their tanks, you know what I'm saying? Fucking lifting people in the air and shit. You gonna have to get the boot out that section. I'm gonna need like a little turn up section in the arena, bro. It is what it is. For 2 minutes, look at Discord for a better angle. That boy number 44 is projected top 3 in the draft. 44. Where's 44? I'm trying to see 44. He said top 3 in the draft. Damn. Oh, shooting the free throws?
Partizan have taken a lead for the first time in this match.
I think I skipped past him. Oh, right there. Oh, him right here. Buddy right here. Don't tell me he Mario Hazonia. I need to go. Good night. All right, I'll catch you though. I've come to the realization that my coach can't coach. You just gotta hoop then, Chris. You just gotta hoop. You just gotta hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta put up a filter to where you hear him say something. Oh, do this, do that, do this, do that. Like all right. I'm gonna do. I know what I feel as a hooper. I know what works. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that. But yeah, 6'6", 7" for wingspan. Don't tell me don't be no Mario Hezonja. Fuck off. don't be no Mario Hezonja, bro. Come on, man. I'm sorry, but it's like, damn, it just hurts more because I'm a Magic fan. We drafted him, and it's like, damn, man. Shit. Another pick down the drain. I'm gonna have to see for myself. You know what else I'm gonna have to see for myself? This goddamn Celtics versus Timberwolves game, because we about to get to some gems. Lakers talking to DeJounte Murray. LA have exchanged ideas on possible deal. If the Lakers get DeJounte Murray, what you thinking? They can't. Let me get this posted on the gram right quick. Let me get this posted. He was a top 5 for a reason. Maybe it was just opportunity or coaching shit. I don't know. But I can tell you this. Is he in the league to this day? I don't know. Bro, Pat, my coach is literally making it difficult for me to hoop. It's crazy. What are we talking? What type shit we talking? Let me get this. No. Let me find a good shit. Let me find a good clip to post on the story right quick. Oh, I know which one. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, I'm gonna go with Jayson Tatum clip. Let me not go. Found one. Boom. Hold on. Give me one sec. Need to post this on the ground. Need to post this on the ground. Bop. Boom. Pow. Zing. Doom. Boom. Bop. Bow. Hello. All right, we locked in. It's posted. Man, you putting me in position to be a playmaker because most teams know I can score, but it's hard to play make the teammates who aren't as talented scorers. Why play make to players who can't score? It's the dumbest shit ever. You get assists to motherfuckers who can't put the ball in the rim. That's losing basketball. I'm sorry. My brain has been shifted in basketball when it comes down to this. Just come to understand that you got to play the game for offense. You got to play the game to score and not seek to pass the ball all the time. Because if you got to make your teammates better, it shows you that they already suck. It is what it is. Like, you may not like it, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta pass the ball to them and manipulate the defense to be able to get them in the right spot, and they can't do it on their own, they just not good. It is what it is. You may not like it, but yeah, those teams don't really win. Just be scoring guard if you put the ball in the net. You can't say shit. If you score the rock, I mean, shit. A bucket will ease all pain. So for me to score, I have to take difficult shots because they're terrible spacing. You can fix spacing. You just gotta be knowledgeable of how this floor must be spaced, and be bold enough to tell your teammates and actually speak up. That's another thing as to which people can't really do as well. Just say it to their teammates and be commanding. Be the floor general. Say, "Oh, go here. Oh, go there." Like, you know what I'm saying? Although you're telling someone to go somewhere, and get away from where they are, it's not anything personal. If someone does, they think, oh, why are you getting on me for it? If you fucking idiot, I'm just trying to get spacing. If you space the floor right, I could pull and help defense properly and maybe able to make a play for you, right? But I just got to at least be able to do my thing, right? And then when it's time for you to do your thing, you're going to be able to do your thing. So that's how you got to see it. Correct your dominating handball. Handball. What the fuck is handball? Like, what the fuck? Play with pick and roll. Play with pick and roll a lot. I mean, you can. You can. I would say spam pick and rolls. Me personally, I'm a handoff. I'm a pick. I would pick and roll and then like double back with a handoff type shit. Like I love doing those, right? To where you give up, relax, get back. Like that's where you really catch somebody lacking. I really like handoffs, because it also allows me to establish that triple threat. And that's kind of going back to my habit of when I first started, when I was playing in high school, not dribbling, where I'll just rely on that triple threat. And it kind of got me in a pick and roll situation without having to dribble and set it up. And it got me like right there in that same spot coming off that screen or whatever. So like, even to this day, regardless though, like I have both sides to where I now have the dribble. But since I learned the triple threat first, pick your poison type shit. You know what I'm saying? Figure it out. If you can score there, you'll be able to score anywhere. I ain't gonna lie, that's one true thing as well. We run the same action every play that everyone knows. Sometimes you just go, it's a play that some teams can't guard. The play, y'all gotta understand this. A play that's been omnipresent in basketball since the day it started, since in basketball in general, right? Is the pick and roll. There's a reason why the pick and roll has been used in the fucking ABA, and the pick and roll is even used now. It's because there's really no way to guard it if you set it up the right way, put the players in the right spots. Right, that's the reason why the pick and roll will forever exist in basketball. It's a play that's really unguardable if you know how to use it. It's just about your ability to know how to use it. Just change teams. He's a senior. He can't really. It's last chance high school, Bill. Last chance high school, Bill. Not last chance you. Last chance high school. This shit tough. Have y'all seen Last Chance You, by the way? Have y'all seen it? So only way I get scores if I take a bad shot, regardless if I miss or make it. He's still frustrated with me taking it. He would rather make the easy pass to my teammate, even though that's what the other team wants, because I'm only off their offense. We just lost to last year's state champs team by 25 last night because of it. It seems like his shit not fucking working. Seems like you gotta do something else. And if you bring results, he can't deny it. Pat, if you find some EYBL connections or Under Armour, let me know. I have my tape ready soon. Aren't you international though? Aren't you international? Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I took a 3 in transition, made it, and he subbed me out, and I'm the team's leading scorer. Seems like a motherfucker want to lose. I just can't submit. I cannot, as a person, submit to losing behavior and losing habits. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? In high school, I didn't necessarily have that fortitude, but now seeing it this way, I want to be able to instill it into y'all so y'all could be able to operate accordingly and be able to do what's necessary. Yo, what's good, Obito? What's good? The things they overcame is crazy. Yeah, last year's Utah, that bit tough. You international. I mean, how the hell does that shit even work? I have no clue. I'm not saying if I ever get, I'm gonna get those connections. When I get those connections, I'm gonna see how that shit works and how that shit operates. And even if that's an option, right? See, even that's an option. And I got some, like, I may have told you already, but I got some ideas for having, like, recruitment. Like, I want to be able to have camps. Like, I want to be able to have a DOR camp, a select camp, a DOR select camp. That shit gonna go dumb. And the type of, I sat there for like a cool hour, 2 hours. And I really thought about how could I make this camp the most different camp that there is. And not just that, the best camp that there could possibly be. I really put down some ideas. I really put my pen to the page, and I was like, yo, this is tough. Once this shit actually comes to light, and once this shit actually happens, this shit gonna be crazy. Y'all gonna see. But I want to be able to have that, a DOR select camp. I'm gonna be dummy. Finding you, I've been chilling, been cooling. I may be transferred to U.S. high school for my senior year, so I'll be eligible to play AAU. I was in the States. I will be in the States. Just let me know if you find AAU connections. I'll let you know. But it's time for this breakdown. You can you got 40K on IG or something like that. You can make easy connections there. I mean, the thing is, IG is global, so like I have following that could be people in completely different countries, like y'all. So I may not necessarily know the people that are in the States, but in time I could tell you like I'm gonna be able to get there. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people in the world, and 40K essentially is a lot, but you know what I'm saying? Like there's still so many other people. You know what I'm saying? That don't necessarily even use Instagram or just haven't came across my shit at this point in time, but that's what time's for. Time is for you to continue to grind so you continue to shine. So let's get started on this though. Let's get started. Let me boom. Turn that down. All right, we locked in. I seen that assistance from G League and I be following you. Dead ass? Wait, that's cap. I didn't even know. Sometimes I don't see shit. Like when people follow me, the only time I can see if someone follow me is if they have over 10K. Cause I follow them. Dead ass. Let me. What's the IG? What's the IG? Cause I want to follow those people back, but I just can't see it. You know what I'm saying? Ex NBA player who played with Kobe. I know. What's his name? Quincy Miller or some shit. What's his name? I think that's his name. Follow me or some shit like that. What's his name? I think it was him. Yeah, Quincy Miller followed me. I know. I follow him back. Boom. Yeah. I just don't be peeping everything. If I could peep, I would, but. No, I'll tell you. All right, bet. So just let me know before this shit starts. Because I don't be seeing, like, everybody that follow me. I only see people who have priority or over 10K and everything. Like, I would want to follow more of those people back. Thomas Scott. That's crazy. I didn't even peep. Yo, that's crazy. I'm about to follow him back right now. I just don't be peeping. I'd have no clue even how long he's even been following me. That's the thing. I told you he played with Kobe on the Lakers. That's the thing about this shit, bro. I was like, damn, I don't even know how the fuck. That's crazy though. You really just put me on to that shit. I had no clue, bro. I had no clue because it's not like I even go through my shit every single day and like, oh, like let me see. I can't sit here and scroll through fucking 40,000 goddamn or like, you know what I'm saying, 40,000 users and see who like follows me. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I wish they had a better way to filter that shit out, but appreciate you though for that. That may even be a connect. We're gonna see. I'm telling you, once I finish college, bro, oh my gosh, y'all gonna see me hoop crazy. I be sitting in class, like I was sitting before class and like the start of one of my classes this past week, and I was low-key just thinking about playing basketball. I was like, bro, shit, bro, I want to hoop right now. Like it really made me think, bro, I wish I brought my shoes so I could go hit the rec center and go hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like I be having them type of bugs and those itches. But I'm gonna do that form shooting thing like I told y'all though. I'm gonna get this with East Bay. I may even have to stray away from this phase 2 shit because I need a real bro. I told you I want to get this shit in the month. So I'm gonna have to go back to that a different phase and lock in on that. I just need like 2 more inches on my vert. 2 more inches. Pause. 2 more inches. But let's lock in though. Let's lock in. Let's cook. I got 8 minutes and 30 seconds of clips. 8 minutes, 30 seconds of clips, and we about to lock in a whole lot of shit in here. But remember, I always tell y'all this too. You don't need to remember every single play I break down. You just need to remember the ones that resonate best with you. For your game, for your improvement, for your growth. Make sure whatever play it is within this breakdown that you need, make sure you take note of that concept. Make sure you may even mark the timestamp. Write down maybe something I may be saying. You don't need to learn everything. It's just a few things. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you get that. If I don't hoop for more than 3 days. I ain't gonna lie, 3 days be tough. Like, I don't hoop. I used to get like, I had a period where I was doing straight vertical jump shit for 6 days out the week, 7 days out the week, and I wouldn't hoop. Or maybe hoop once a week. But then I got to the point where I was like, bro, I need to hoop twice a week at least. And then even when I hoop on Saturdays, I hoop for like 3 hours. And that's just like, I just really lock in. So Yeah, that should be tough, bro. That should be tough. Little hoop withdrawals, bro. Withdrawal symptoms, he crazy. But all right, let's get it. I start crossing up chairs and shit in the living room. You got to at least do something. Dribble a basketball outside at least just to ease the pain. But out the gate, we got Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Anthony Edwards. Tatum had 45. Jaylen Brown had 35. That's 80 combined on their part. And I think Anthony Edwards had 29. So we're going to start first clip of this game from Jayson Tatum. We're going to slow this down too. Right? So, look. Y'all got to understand this about the triple threat game. Look at this shot, right? Look at this shot Tatum's about to take. And tell me how much of a difference is that between a regular catch and shoot jumper, right? I kid you not, there's practically no difference, right? It's just about your setup and your ability to guide and navigate and create that space and take the shot. But y'all don't want to learn that part of the game. Y'all rather learn what's pretty, but this is what's actually effective and efficient and gonna get you playing time and buckets. So learn this before you even learn anything off the dribble. Now, let's go back right quick. Now, let me talk about this. Notice Derek White, right? Derek White, as we've seen this season, I don't know why the fuck I be pausing sometimes, and they literally when there's a flash on the screen. I hate when that shit happens. So sometimes I just have to go back for that shit. But look, we know Derek White's been going dummy this season, right? He's been going off. Marcus Smart been going. He took a step up, right? But little plays like this is what makes him such a great teammate, right? Where you see Drew Holiday drive, and instead of just sitting there, you screen on Anthony Edwards, who's guarding Jaylen Brown, 2 minutes into the game. And now the first look Jaylen Brown gets is a catch and shoot three from the right wing. And that's a great way to be able to take a three for your first shot at the game, but not have it to be forced. So now the way he's able to build his rhythm is going to be really good, and it's just going to be smooth going along. Right here by Jayson Tatum. Boom, right there. You see how the basic reads, right? It's a little basic stuff. He missed that shot. Them shits hurt. Them shits hurt. But I want you all to understand this, right? Look. Tatum's head. I want y'all to understand this. Notice Tatum's head, right? Look. When a coach tells you to keep your head up, this is what it looks like. It's like this, because what you do in this situation is you give yourself a peripheral to be able to see everything that's going on the floor, not just one person, right? And so just using your peripheral, Tatum, as he made that attack, was able to see Nickeil Alexander coming one way, and now he takes himself the other way. And if there's any more variables he needs to take account for, he could also read that if necessary, right? And so don't try to stare it down and read one thing, because basketball just has way too many goddamn variables. And now right here. These little skip passes I think a lot of y'all could benefit from. Those skip passes right there, I really think a lot of y'all could benefit if y'all really did make these reads, right? So when you see these two-man actions, right, don't just read this action, also read the help and understand where the tag may occur, especially if there's like a back screen, a cross screen like this, or a cut. See this weak side, because if this player pinches in, you throw this skip, this closeout would be a long closeout, right? And now even over here on Jaylen Brown's part, something so subtle and so deceptive that could be able to take a contested shot, that would be, if it was immediate off the catch, to an open shot, right? So remember, like I said, two-man action, Kyle Anderson pinches, Al Horford, boom, throws a skip. Now, on this catch by Jaylen Brown, notice his pace, right? And notice this pause. He catches and pauses at the bottom of his shot for a split second. Watch. I need to slow down a little bit more. I need to slow this down a little bit more. Look. As he makes this catch, he gets down to his base and then literally doesn't go straight up, sees Kyle Anderson closing out, looks down instead of looking up on that catch. And then he gets into that shot. So realize that Kyle Anderson's hand really followed how Jaylen Brown stared down on that shot, right? So look, understand. Look at his eyes. Catch, look down, doesn't immediately go to the rim. So that look down kept his hands down. Now hands down, man down. Jaylen Brown's second three of the game. Great way to build his rhythm. And now right here on Ant. Peep this with Ant. This is something that you'll see Ant do this so many times. That little heavy foot, that little hezzy, right? You see him do that so many times, especially going to his left, or he even do it going to his right, right? But I want y'all to understand why this footwork really is so important and really can help you a lot, right? So look, you'll see Ant use this footwork right here, this heavy right foot, right? And so now Jaylen Brown trailing behind this play is going to put pressure on Horford and make him have to now play this drop, right? And so notice Al Horford's movement though, right? Heavy foot, Horford steps over, he gets to a stop. That only was used to deceive Al Horford in that situation, right? Because by getting to this heavy foot, it forces him to stop, but gives Anthony Edwards momentum and rhythm to be able to get downhill and attack, right? And so now he's able to get this step on Al Horford despite him playing in a drop. But ultimately, though, I don't want y'all to think, oh, this is how I got to be able to read this only one part. It's just, you just got to use that footwork to slow down just for a split second and make the read and see what you have. Because understand, like, you can still get into the same footwork. Boom here, 2-dribble pull up. You could be able to stretch out the big, pause, and maybe even be able to hit cat up here on the pop. There's so many other things that's what you could do. That's not the only thing. So it's just to give you time to make the read. And that really deceived Al Horford. And now right here too, Kyle Anderson. I need y'all to understand this. This is something I've been working on, or something I've been learning on my own time, right? But I'll give up the gems for a second, right? So look, Jaylen Brown right here. Switch on to Kyle Anderson. And now the most important part in this situation is understanding what type of bag you could use for the defender that you have, right? And now with having Kyle Anderson on him, you know how Kyle Anderson plays. He's called slow-mo for a reason. He goes slow as shit with everything he do, which shows you that he's not comfortable going fast. So as a person attacking him on defense, well, you know how he moves on offense. What type of shit are you going to give him as a defender? Pause. Right? Look. Quick twitch moves. Boom. Making him move and forcing him to make quick reactions. Right? And now Jaylen Brown's able to get straight to exactly where he wants to and have space in that mid-range. Right? It's not like I could sit here and tap, twitch with every single player. It just depends on the defender that I have. And now something a little similar once again. Kyle Anderson on Jaylen Brown. A little bit of contact. Boom. Gets that step back. That separation. And his ability to now brace himself. He's not the greatest at it because as we know, when you get him going fast, he's not comfortable. So now, boom, step back right there by Jaylen Brown going in transition, making it even better. Yo, you know what I also realized? Forget this play, but Troy Brown was on the Lakers. Y'all remember that shit? I was like, wait, that's Troy Brown? I remember Troy Brown was on the Lakers. They put him. They thought he was gonna be their sharpshooter. No disrespect to Troy Brown, but like,
with all due respect,
he wasn't that knockdown shooter. He's not one of them type of players. So I was like, that was really crazy. Like, he really thought he was gonna put Bron, AD, Russ, Troy Brown, and then some other bullshit shooter on the floor and be like, yeah, this is gonna work. Oh damn, Rob Pelinka. But hey, they turned around last season though, but still didn't win no chip. It is what it is though. But look, I want you to understand this, right? A lot of coaches will tell you only need to know 1 to 2 footworks, but really, this is why you gotta have a diverse amount of footworks, right? Because this is one of the footworks that a coach will tell you that you don't really need, or you as a player just won't work on. But understand why you do need it. Slow this down even more, right? Because look, understand when he has to make his reads, right? On that left step, Tatum makes his read, right? And he's able to kind of understand Troy Brown, he's dead on that screen. Or Karl Anthony Towns, he's dropped back. So they're now 2 players he doesn't have to account for. And now he has a chance to shoot a 3. But what footworks could he use at this point in time if he wants to get straight up into a 3 with minimal time for Troy Brown to try and make another play and recover over that screen and take away what he has right now, right? What footworks? He could right, left, pull up, hezzy pull up possibly, or he could hop. Those are his only 2 options. He can't left, right, because it'll take right, left, right. It'll be 3 steps, right? And that's a lot of movement. More movement makes you less efficient. And now on top of that, you have less time. You have less time to get a shot up and more time for the defender to recover. So this is where that hop comes in because this is really a fluid footwork in this situation, right? Boom, hop, get straight to 2. Now you get up. already into your base on that hop, which is the most important part. Then boom, knockdown. So make sure you get all the footworks. Right, left, right. If you do it, usually the left, right going right would be like a real dribble pull-up. You'll see Dame do it oftentimes. Get it into space, just boom, 1-2, cover a lot of ground, and then get up quick. But he's also able to control that, so be careful with that footwork. But you can use that hezzy pull-up like that right, left. But being a righty, you may want to stray away from that just because it's out of your right hand, right? And usually a lot of players aren't that comfortable shooting out the right hand and going right, left. So keep it noted though. But this play is also a gem. This play is also a gem. Let me go back. And I want to talk about another sport with this play, right? I want to talk about another sport with this play. So look, I'm gonna slow this down a little more too. Right, I'm gonna slow this down 0.5. Look, understand, right? I'm gonna talk about some football, right? This is how training for football can help you in basketball. If you look at Anthony Edwards and Drew Holiday right now in this situation, understand their movements. This is similar movements of footwork that you'll see out of the receivers and DBs and whatnot, right? If you train in those same footworks, right? If you train in these situations with these style of footworks, learning how to decelerate, learning how to read and not be deceived, you could be able to take those skills that lie within football and that are prominent in football and get better with basketball, which is also why you'll see a lot of football players have good footwork as defenders in basketball. They just play a little too physical and be hacking and fouling and a bunch of bullshit. But understand just the footwork standpoint. If you train that style of footwork, if you train that style of movement, it could help you get better in basketball. And this right here by Tatum. I love to see this out of Tatum. Right? Look, this is the only way the Celtics could be able to win a chip, right? Not just contend, actually win a chip. If Jayson Tatum stops settling and gets down here and gets busy, right? Actually decides to use his size, use his length, pause, and be able to actually operate in the mid-range area. If he doesn't, and they keep just three-point hunting everybody, they won't win. And I have another clip a little later that's going to elaborate upon that three-point hunting shit. And now right here once again by Ant. There's just no way to guard that. I don't think y'all understand. There's really no way to guard this. There's quite literally no way to guard this, right? Understand. Look at Drew Holiday. He's backpedaling, trying to get back on defense, right? And Ant catches this with downhill momentum going forward, right? And so if he gets into this hezzy and Drew Holiday steps up, there's no way as to which Drew Holiday really could be able to recover without fouling, because you have to move back, move forward. Hold on, let me actually show y'all, right? Instead of saying it, let me show y'all. Let's slow it down at that, right? Because Drew Holiday, he's moving back, has to get to a stop, then move forward, thinking he may have to contest, and then continue to go break his base and beat him laterally, while Anthony Edwards is already going downhill, and that hezzy only gave him more momentum. Good luck actually trying to beat him right there. You're just done. And so that's why it's so also important to be a shooting threat. If you're not a shooting threat, that person probably not going to step up. Now right here with Ant. I don't think y'all understand. Ant is really a two-way player. Look. This play right here. This is one of them plays that told me, I was like, oh, Ant old school, right? Look, y'all don't understand, but Anthony Edwards is actually a two-way player. And he's really old school in terms of his competitiveness. Because a lot of situations like this in today's NBA, this player right here will just be lazy and be like, switch, you got it, right? All levels of basketball. Anthony Edwards, Jaylen Brown has, 15, 20 in the first half already? He's not switching, right? He's fighting through the screens. He don't care. Like, I'm guarding you, right? And what ends up happening? Playing good defense, physical. You try to be physical with me, you playing my game, right? He's really a two-way player. Y'all got to understand. You're going to peep. And I got some more shit later on that shows you his tenacity as a defender. Indeed. He indeed is, bro. I'm about to have some shit right after this play, too. Right after this play. This is another one of the footworks, too, though, right? Another one of those. Told you, Ant really likes this footwork right here. That little heavy foot, that little hezzy, he love it because it just gives him time to be able to make a read and see what he got. Right, so this situation, he just had that pull-up right there off glass, keeping that mid-range game alive. And now right here, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. This is the tangent I went on. Right? And so, y'all, when it comes down to hand checking, I was like, can you actually hand check in the NBA? Can you not hand check? What's the deal? Like I be seeing players do it, and you see some players not do it, and like people say, oh, they took it out of the game, now it's soft. It's just really how it's called, right? And so let me actually speed this up because this is already slowed down. So y'all gotta understand this one thing. Hand checking in the NBA is actually still legal. It's just about how you use it, right? So like you'll see, if you really actually look at the film, going back from the 90s, going back to the 80s, 70s, right? It's going to be shown a little better. But like I said, right? Hand checking in basketball is still legal. It just depends on how you do it. And this is what a legal hand check looks like, right? You saw that extension of the arm and no initiation of contact from the offensive player, right? You saw that one, right? Now look at this one right here, right? Right here, another one. This is going to be another one. Look, second one, Jayson Tatum. Foul calls. This is going to be a hand check call, right? I want you to see even better look, right? This is a second one. This is also called a hand check. This in today's game is a hand check. But how could you be able to use a hand check as a defensive player while not getting called for the foul? That's the key, right? And you're about to see it right here with Anthony Edwards, right? Notice. Let me slow this down even more. Look. Notice the difference in gap and notice the difference in that hand, that inside hand, right? Rip through. Contacts right there immediately, right? Something so small, right? Rips Kyrie with the even, no complaining of the foul, right? And he's going to end up doing this a second time, right? Under another time right here with Jayson Tatum, right? Look, understand the similarities between these, right? Look, he gets beat. Sharp drive by the offensive player. Minimal gap right there. That hand is literally just sitting right here. Just extends so slightly, right? And if we look at the rule book, right? Let's look at the rule book. What is a hand check? What's the rules particularly? What is it actually called, right? Let's look at the rule book. I got to show y'all the rule book. The rule book. This is what it says about hand checks. Let's read through it. A player shall not hold, push, charge into, or impede the progress of an opponent by extending a hand, arm, leg, or knee, or by bending the body into a position that is not normal. Contact results in rerouting of an opponent is a foul, which must be called immediately, right? First part. B. Contact initiated by the defensive player guarding a player with the ball is not legal. This contact includes, but is not limited to, forearm, hands, or body check, right? And so you think about those plays with Ant. You see essentially that arm may kind of initiate to start, but the offensive player is also embracing and seeking that contact as well. And he does it on the first dribble at that, right? He puts that hand out on their first dribble. So even as an offensive player, you're not thinking to put your first dribble down and then, oh, let me go up and get a foul, right? It's usually when you get into that second, that third dribble, when you get closer to the paint, where you have more of a rhythm for your dribble and your attack, right? And now these are the exceptions, right? This is where you could actually hand check in basketball, right? A defender may apply contact with the forearm to offensive player with the ball who has his back to the basket below the free throw line extended outside the lower defensive box. If y'all don't know what the lower defensive box is, let me actually show y'all the lower defensive box, right? Let me show y'all this. This is the lower defensive box, right? Kind of below this free throw line area, but a little further down, a little deeper down, right? The lower defensive box. The little short corner lines they have on the floor. It's not there for no reason. It's there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So it can be able to extend up. If you look at NBA court, you're going to see this line extend up. Then you'll be able to intersect, meet here, then boom. All these lines have a purpose. Y'all just don't understand the purpose of them, right? Now, boom, let's go back to this. What I was saying. Defensive player may apply contact with the forearm and or one hand with the bent elbow to an offensive player in a post position with the ball in the defensive box. Of course, there's ways as to which this rule may be stretched according to how the player would actually go and, or how the ref would see it, right? It doesn't literally have to be, oh, they hit this spot. Oh, now I'm not going to call it. Sometimes they may let it go while it's even just in that area, in that vicinity, right? Second one. A defensive player may apply contact with a forearm to an offensive player with the ball at any time in the lower defensive box. That forearm in the above exceptions is solely for the purpose of maintaining a defensive position. That's literally a hand check. It's just that you could only do it at a certain point in time. A defender may position his leg in between the legs of an offensive player. Pause. Should literally put a pause right here. In a post-up situation in the lower defensive box for the purpose of maintaining position, foot leaves the floor in an attempt to dislodge the opponent and is fouled immediately. All right, boom, get that. Right, that's when we all been in those situations in the post where you have your leg in between their leg. Right. So, fifth, incidental contact with the hand against an offensive player shall be ignored if it does not affect the player's speed, quickness, balance, and or rhythm. This is where also really begins to connect to these past plays, right? Right. That number 5. You saw that, right? Let's go back even more. Right? Let's go back. Let's rewatch these Anthony Edwards plays. Right? Slow this down. Right? Let's rewatch this one. Now, when you really look at that 5th point they made on the rule book, look how it looks like for Anthony Edwards with Kyrie. And from the ref's perspective, you still kind of see them maintaining their drive, maintaining being vertical, and also that contact is right there. So they think offensive player initiated. It may be marginal contact, right? It's just legal defensive hands, right? He's doing the right here, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't really think too much of where he's putting his hands. So boom, he gets that steal right there on Kyrie, right? And mind you, these are at the top of the key, right? Top of the key. Also research referee responsibilities. If we're looking at the actual basketball floor, what does each ref have to look at? This ref right here is only looking at shit that goes on about right here. Like, look at this square right here. This is all they look at. Actually, right inside this 3-point line, I think they go like up here extended or maybe the corner. I'm not sure exactly if they get the corner. But they got pretty much this area. This referee right here has about nail down all the way to this wing. They have this right wing, this corner, and then half of this paint. This ref up here has this wing, has the top of the key, and then has the sideline, I believe, too. I think they have the sideline, too. They make these sideline calls, and that's what they're looking for, and they're exchanging every single time. So referees really do have a job themselves, right? And so let's kind of go back to this position like this. Like, the referee understand they have to judge for themselves. They're human beings as well. They have to see the situation now and say, is this a hand check or is this not a hand check? Right? Is this actually changing the momentum or is it not? Are they still able to get to where they want? Is it marginal? Right? Or does it really have a big influence? That's what they have to judge just as human beings. And so kind of seeing this in this situation, you see both players with that level of physicality, both of them kind of embracing it. But for Ant's part, this is where it really leverages in his favor, right? Because even look at it from a size perspective. Ant is 6'5" and like 235. Him and Cat are like the same weight, right? But he's just 6'5", 6'6" with stupid athleticism, right? But like, you understand that, right? And so apply that into him also learning defense and his movement and his speed while playing defense, right? And so when you kind of think of it like that, it's like, oh shit, like him being able to actually do this at this point in time, it's gonna be hard for Kyrie to get through this, right? It's gonna be hard for him to get through this. But now I even thought of another counter, right? If players are gonna play exactly like that, right? If they're gonna play exactly how Ant did right there on that play. If they're gonna do what he's about to do also right here on this play, how could you be able to prevent that off arm, that hand check from actually being a hand check? As an offensive player, understand the posture Tatum had and Kyrie had. These are both elite ball handlers, especially Kyrie, but also Tatum's just an elite player, also has the handle, right? How could you be able to prevent this, right? Because once you get here, that arm as an offensive player is right there. And so the frame is right there. He's using that right to kind of just protect his body and shield off contact. But if you want to get that off, you got to sweep. So now if you want to sweep, you got to kind of change your entire body positioning and the way to which you attack. This is where, as an offensive player, you got to go back and understand the habits of him as a defensive player. And you are a step ahead and understand, if I rip this way, that hand's coming right here, right? If I go left, boom, that hand right here, I got to get that shit off. So instead of me coming right here like this, I could be able to take my drive and try to get skinny and sweep off like that. So I could be able to get that hand check off him, push him the other way, and not allow him to use his weight and his strength against me and to his favor, right? And so just kind of seeing this from both sides, now you're able to see Tatum is able to get off balance, right? And I also want to point this out. You've seen the ways to which they called that first one, right? You've seen the ways to which they called, let me not even go, that's stupid slow. Look, because understand this, right? Look, this is the play that the NBA put in their video playbook to call a hand check, right? And so what are referees going to do? Referees are really robots. They're going to call it exactly as they see it. So them seeing this example and the NBA telling them this is a foul, right? When they see it happen in the game, they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to call it when I see exactly that, right? Look, when I see exactly that, I'm going to call it when I see that. But when they see something a little different, right? When they see something a little different, like Anthony Edwards in this case, where there's not that much of a gap between him and the offensive player, they may think the offensive player is initiating that contact. It may be marginal and not influencing his speed and his momentum, his balance. They don't call it, and now Anthony Edwards is able to slow down the offensive player while the offensive player continues to try to move through that contact. And as he gets back in front, and he's also quick, has a size advantage, so he's slowing them down, is able to get back in front, boom, get that steal right there on Kyrie, right? Same situation right here with Jayson Tatum, right? When they begin to see these situations like this is not the video that they got shown when they're taught how to officiate. So what are they going to do when they see this? Even though Tatum does end up losing balance after, oh, it's not a foul, we're going to let that shit go. Manipulation of the handbook. I don't know how long I was talking about that shit for, but I just had to tell y'all everything I was kind of thinking. And I may not even be fully correct, which is why I'm going to continue to do the research as we go along. But hand checks are still in basketball. How do you manipulate it so you could be able to use it is the thing. So that shit might have been like my 5-minute fucking tangent when it came down to that shit. Let me get some water too at that. Hold on. Let's get back to the breakdown. This 0.5, 0.6. Let's go. Right. Also, on this play though, right? You had Jaylen Brown bring the ball off the floor. You already know a ball screen is coming from Anthony Edwards' perspective. So when you're fighting through this initial screen, you're going to give all your effort, right? You're already going to know how it's just going to transpire. But as soon as that ball is given up, what does the defensive player do? They relax, and they don't anticipate a second action, nor can they necessarily read it. So when they go back and run the second action, right, when this has a rerun as a handoff, Anthony Edwards is not fighting over this screen and already set in a position, which is why running back plays and kind of getting back to actions after you ran it the first time is vital. Because that first time, they may be able to hone in and lock in on what you're doing. But that second time, they relax once you give it up and you get it back. That's when you have another opportunity. Now we make contact with Cat. Boom, fade away. Give me that bucket. And now right here too. This is another thing. I don't even want to talk about. I mean, I'm gonna talk about rules quite a little bit for this in this stream. I think it's maybe the last one though. But a lot of y'all be saying, oh, the rules nowadays favor the offensive player. If you can't favor the offense, oh, they make too many rules that don't allow people to play defense, right? But you see players take shots like this. His whole body, his chest, his feet is pointed towards the baseline, right? And he's turning over 90 degrees to his left, over his left shoulder, shooting that shit and making it. Motherfuckers is just smart and skilled. It's not has to do anything with the rules. The rules have favored the defensive player, right? Motherfuckers is just smart and skilled. You can't do shit about them type of shots. Motherfuckers just got good, bro, and some people just can't admit it. That's another problem with Boston. Boston had a huge problem with this in years past. I haven't seen it too much in the games that I watched this season, but this is really what's going to make or break the Celtics when it comes down to the playoffs, right? They shoot like 53s a game or some shit like that. Ridiculous. I don't know if it's actually 50, but they hunt threes all game, right? And so the habits that they build by hunting threes is the key, right? It's the habits. By Boston being such a three-point heavy shooting team, the habits that they build, even when they have opportunities that aren't catered to their habits, is what's going to mess them up in the playoffs. So they set these screens, and they always want to keep everything on the outside and not want to get downhill. So what should have been an immediate slip by Horford, he wasn't even looking for it because he doesn't even want to get inside the arc. He don't even want to get inside the arc. He just want to screen, hit this player, then slip out to his three-point line and shoot a three. But in reality, you should have already read this, not even try to set the screen, and already slipped out. So now Tatum gets a turnover, and now look what happens for Anthony Edwards, right? Look what happens. This motherfucker look like he on the juice or some shit. Cause God, 1 foot bounce, 2 foot bounce over your head, and this shit that they be doing is hilarious. I seen them doing this shit, bro. That shit is dumb, bro. You got motherfucking on the sideline like this, just pointing and staring at you. You glance over for a second as a player, and you just see him pointing and staring at you. That shit's funny, bro. That shit's dumb. And also right here, this play. This is another one of them plays. It's another one of them plays. Look, Boston's offense. I ain't gonna lie. I have only a few things when it comes down to Boston's offense that I see that I feel holds him back from being able to win the chip, right? Only a few things which I see it holds him back. So, look, little plays like this, right? This is what makes the Golden State Warriors' offense for the past 8-9 years or so good. Is because when you see a player right here try to cook, right? They try to get to their spots. And what ends up happening is that, all right, boom, we ain't got nothing to cook. You don't got nothing. And then after they give it up, they don't do what Jaylen Brown's about to do right here. They don't turn, walk away, and drop their head. Even though you have 10 seconds left on the shot clock. They would give it up, sprint back out, run another action, have continuous motion. Even that's what they do in Europe in that style of play, right? Which is even a level of even more of a level of pure basketball. There's just like actual actions and fluidity and not just isolation all the time, right? So you never see this occur, right? And so now what ends up happening is that a lot of teams and a lot of players just end up in possessions where you're taking tough shots. But in reality, you could have got something a lot better had you just operated different according to the play. And now right here with Anthony Edwards. I want to talk about this too. With Anthony Edwards' jump shot. I know there's something that a lot of y'all probably peeped in Anthony Edwards' jump shot, which is his shot pocket, right? And I feel as though this is one of the misconceptions when it comes down to shooting. Look at Anthony Edwards' shot pocket, right? You see how far he brings the ball out in front of his frame when he shoots. But despite the fact of him doing that, and when some coaches would tell you not to do that because it's closer to the defender and they could be able to get a hand on the ball or expose the ball even more, he's able to shoot over the top of a lot of these players. And you just got to understand when it comes down to shooting, it's about personalization, right? How do I shoot the ball best? And according to my game and my strengths, right? And if I do have something that's unorthodox, how could I be able to work around it or with it? And if there's just no way to be able to do so, for example, a Lonzo Ball, I may just have to cut that shit out entirely and then switch it up, right? But it's like one of these modern day coaches saying, "Oh, Katie, you need to change your shot. You bring it up in your hand placement." Or Tyrese Halliburton, you need to change your shot. Why do you double clutch the ball? Or Jayson Tatum, you have a clutch at the top of your jump shot. Why do you shoot the ball like that? You got to understand, no player shoots the same exact way, right? And the way as to which someone shoots is gonna work different according to each person, just because literally down to the molecule, down to the damn bone, our entire bodies are different. So it's dumb for you to think that everybody must shoot a basketball one way. When you take into account the mathematics and the science of basketball and how do you need to get a ball from your hand and your body to the rim, right? So if anyone tells you got to do this, and that, and doesn't take into account the fact of the personalization of the game, they need to educate themselves a little more when it comes down to that. And now right here too, I want to make another comparison. I'm sorry, I got to do this, right? Look, this is the problem with the Boston Celtics. When they get out in transition, and this is how they differ from Golden State, right? This is actually really how Golden State fucked up the NBA. This is really how Golden State fucked up the NBA, as a matter of fact, right? Pete, look, this is how Golden State fucked up the NBA. Because when you seen the Golden State Warriors, right, you seen them always hunt threes, right? But it wasn't every single player that was hunting a three, right? You're going to look at Boston in this situation, right? Look at Boston in this situation. The Golden State Warriors have now got teams not just having one or two players hunting threes, one player, two player here, three player here, right? And then look at this. Fourth player here, five player there. All hunting threes in transition. But understand the fact that when it was Golden State, it was two players hunting threes, right? That's where people just took what they did and just fucking ran off, right? Look, because when Golden State had that whole little run, they didn't have 3 players, 4 or 5 players hunting threes. they just had two players, Steph and Clay, right? Steph and Clay hunting threes. They're two of the top 3 greatest shooters of all time, right? So of course they can shoot threes, but not everybody is literally one of those top caliber players. Luckily, Boston ended up actually hitting this 3, but they gonna live by the 3, and if they do this in the playoffs, they're gonna die by the 3. They need them twos. Yo, was good. Pat came off the bench last night, and a report came out, and I just played a total of 14 minutes. It's my senior season. I'm getting held. There's or more play time over me. I mean, you got what? Probably a cool month and a half or so left. It depends on even where you want to kind of take basketball at this point. And I would say the position that you are in now is not a result of what, it's not because of what's happening right now. It's a byproduct of all the things you did prior to. So now you could begin to think about all the times you may have decided to go hang out with friends instead of getting in the gym. Decide to watch TV instead of learning film. Instead, like all those little things is what you could have done in your past. Don't blame what's happening now for the results that you're getting right now. Blame all the things that you did before, right? Because your present self is a byproduct of all your past actions, right? So if you're not getting that result, just take this lesson that you got from basketball right now and say, whatever craft or whatever I feel I want to get to after this point, right? Or even if I'm continue playing basketball, I gotta operate in my present according to where I want to be in my future, right? And not just think certain shit is gonna kind of get handed to me. You know what I'm saying? So really place an emphasis on the action that you're doing right now, because it seems as though if you're a senior and there's young players getting playing time over you, they may be playing better than you, right? They may just be playing better than you. So when it kind of comes down to that, you just got to make sure that you capitalize on your present. That's why I be telling y'all, sacrifice your present self and invest into your future self, and do what you need to do to be able to get to where you want to go. Discipline or regret, you choose. So you got to place an emphasis on what you're doing right now. But if we're talking about right now, how can I be able to make my situation even better with what's going on? Your coach may just be favorable of the players that are already younger, and may see it as, all right, they're younger. Let me get them playing time because this player's about to graduate. I want to be able to not necessarily be the best now, but be greater later, right? So you may be sacrificing some of your time for the team to be greater later because the drop-off may not be too much, right? So when it kind of even comes down to that, see what you can even do to get more playing time. Ask your coach. See what time you can be able to get more time in the gym. Do more research. Understand what you must do in your role. And even though your coach may tell you to do one thing, there's a whole science behind whatever he tells you to do. So there's going to be more research to be done when it comes down to that sector of basketball. So right now, you may have a month or two left or so of basketball. Just make sure you're sharp. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're sharp. I feel I got 2 O's right now, but I can't see this shit, bro. I don't know why I'd be doing this, bro. I was in the lab all summer and still in the lab right now. I mean, you could be in the lab. Being in the lab is one thing, but what are you cooking up in the lab? You know what I'm saying? It's 2 different things. Like, you could be in the gym getting shots up and just doing the typical whoop-de-doo, dribble pull up, catch and shoot, but are you really thinking about the type of offense you know you're going to run in high school? You know what I'm saying? Are you thinking about that type of offense you're going to run? All right, are you going to be able to be in the gym and say, okay, I know we're going to run this set once again this year. We got the same coach, so I'm going to be in this spot, and I'm going to make sure I get these reps on these shots, right? So it kind of comes down to that. All right, what am I going to do when I get into the gym to make sure I'm best prepared for everything we're about to do as a team, right? Because you're being a senior, you may already know some of the shit you're going to run. So work around towards that and also understand your weaknesses, but also understand how you could be able to better help your strengths by by fixing the right things and adding in the right tools. So same shit happened junior year where you put in a lot of time into the gym. Where you put in a lot of time to the gym, but time came the season, there are players like younger than you getting more time and shit. So I would even take it as like I'll take your situation right now, and the best thing you possibly could do is put the blame on yourself. You gotta put the blame on you. Put the blame on me. You know what I'm saying? Gotta make sure that you take full accountability and able to do what's necessary for you to just improve yourself. And even though those people are in those spots making that decision, you got to be able to think, how could I have done better to make him make a different decision, right? Instead of saying, oh, I did everything I could, when you know there may be more time. There's more room for better efforts, right? So there's always another level. You know what I'm saying? Something I've always been telling myself right now to this point. my current level is my lowest level, and I'm gonna make sure today I get to my highest level, right? Not just my highest level at this point in time, but ultimately it will be my highest point ever, right? It'll be my highest point that I've ever been at. So make your current level your lowest level, and now use your actions to build yourself up to your highest level. So make sure all the things to what you do is allowing yourself to get better, and understand that all the answers you have to things right now is this much in a universe of infinite answers. So understand that you got to continue to learn. You got to continue to get better. There's always another way for you to be able to take another step, regardless how you feel of what you're capable of doing now. There's clearly another level that you could hit, and that you could even hit if you just dream about. You could even dream. I just use dreams even at times to be able to catalyze my goals and what I want to do going forward. So I literally just get that shit in my brain. I have the idea of me want to do something in my brain. Shit's already done. It's already done. Not right now, but it's already done at a different point in time, right? It's already done in the future. When it happens, I don't know when it's exactly gonna happen. I don't know when I'm gonna get the guy gonna give me the result, but I know my efforts are gonna be able to match that, so I could be able to produce exactly what I wanted to get. So ultimately, say you get 14 minutes, they playing over you. Just make sure you maximize the time that you got. Make sure you do what's necessary for you to get results in the game, and make sure you take accountability for everything that's transpiring, so you could be able to help yourself get better and expose yourself to what you as a person did wrong. So let's get back to this breakdown. You're not even halfway through. But I want y'all to peep this, right? This is another thing with Minnesota I peeped during this game, right? This is something that's going to hold Minnesota back if they continue to do this, right? You got Anthony Edwards on the ISO with Jayson Tatum, solid defender, right? And now look at everybody off the ball, most importantly, right? This is what you do not do in isolation, right? As an off-ball player, just watch. Why are you turning this into a watch party? This was a watch party. I would have got my couch. I would have got some nachos. Would have got some food. Kicked back, hit the recliner. I would have been just chilling, right? But you can't just do this in isolation, even though someone's attacking one-on-one. You could literally have a down screen right here, just so you could be able to take away Derek White and just distract him for a second and give Anthony Edwards another lane for a split second for him to attack. They could exchange over here on this side. Like, you could do the littlest things that could be able to manipulate help defenders and deactivate them. But now he has to take a tough side step midi. Now, boom, he misses that. Like, these possessions really matter when you realize, oh shit, the game went into overtime. Possessions are heavy. Now this play, I really like this play. There's another play I really liked as well, but this is one of the ones too, right? Look, anytime you run a handoff, if a defender like Nickeil Alexander right here ends up blowing it up, that doesn't mean you have no more opportunity. You must continue to move, because understand what this now gives opportunity to, right? Look, by him blowing it up right there, as Jaylen Brown continued to move, it gave him access to that inside shoulder from Nickeil Alexander-Walker. So now he uses a swim move to now get himself another opportunity while the ball's in the middle of the floor with no help on this side. And now, boom, ball over the top. Jaylen Brown's able to get right there, layup. So make sure you continue to move. That's the most important part. This might be one of the best cuts I ever seen. I'm gonna keep it a beam. This is one of the best cuts I ever seen. I ain't gonna lie. I watched this and I was like, yo, that's a genius cut. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Look, I kid you not. This literally might be the best cut I've seen in my life. Anthony Edwards comes off the screen. He gets into the mid-range area where he's occupying the attention of Horford, Brown, who's trying to recover. But most importantly, look at the help defense. What are they doing? They're waiting for Anthony Edwards to make a decision and make a play, right? And so they're just going to watch the ball, sit there and wait. White is watching. Tatum is watching. Holiday is watching. So as an off-ball player, what does Shake Milton do? Cut. Because even though Drew Holiday literally turned his head and saw somebody running, he could have even taken to, like, really understand and comprehend the fact somebody's actually cutting to the rim. Like, he literally just cut right there and then. Boom. Cut right there by Shake Milton. Got the layup and won. While everybody was occupied waiting for Ant to do some shit, Shake Milton didn't decide to follow the herd, follow the sheep. He decided to actually go and make a play. That's how you actually become a player. And now right here, I like this play. I like this play. I like this play. I really do like this play. And y'all got to understand, right? Y'all got to understand too. When it comes down to getting highlights and really good plays, it's not about the move. It's about the setup, right? Watch this right here by Ant. That double tween forced Jrue Holiday hop out to that middle, right? And now hopping out to that middle, subconsciously, Jrue Holiday's like, oh shit, I'm giving up his right, my left, right? So what am I going to do when I see him sell a right? I'm going to hop out. I'm going to hop out. I'm going to overcommit because I overcommitted before. And so now Anthony Edwards step back, shot, guess what? Bucket. It's about the setup, bro. It's the setup that's going to give you the highlight plays. It's not what the actual move in itself and having the intention of actually getting a highlight play or anything like that. It's you going into that play with the intention of, let me see what I got. And then you leverage exactly what you have. And this is another one of them plays. Reactive plays. You know, the only way you can build these style of instincts, playing pickup, seeing bodies. Playing pickup, seeing bodies. This is one of those skills a lot of players will never be able to get simply because they don't play enough with actual people and they use too many cones, right? Being able to react. Kyle Anderson jumps out to that middle, Tatum right behind the back, right? Now I get downhill, I have a defender I need to read. He steps over, boom, right there. I ain't gonna lie, that's tough. I don't think y'all understand what got Nas Reed off the ground, right? I want y'all to understand this. Another thing with vision, right? Another thing, right? You see Tatum get right? Boom, reactive move, right? But this part right here, you got to understand how you can be able to manipulate, help defenders and what they read, right? So as Tatum gets to his right, his head looks up just for a split second. I don't know if y'all can really look, right? I need y'all to really see this, right? Really see this. Look, I want to show y'all. This is how gullible help defenders are, right? So look at Tatum. Head's down right now. Head looks up for a second. On that right step, ball shows the ball to his right. Eyes look up. Guess what Nas Reed does? Jump, even though Tatum still has another whole step. And now he gets to that left side and now has an easy leg. Defenders are gullible, bro. It's just about your ability to sell the little things in these split seconds. Now right here too. This is one of the things that Twitch can help all you. I promise. If y'all learn this, look. Let me slow this down again, right? Y'all got to learn how to do this before you learn how to do dribble moves. Ant calls for ISO, right? Understand this split stance, right? This lunge stance. If you understand how to be twitchy out of this and how to accelerate from here, I promise you're going to get more blow-bys than you will doing the double behind the backs, doing the tween behind the backs, right? Doing the three-move combos. I guarantee you, right? Because you're just keeping it simple. Understanding how to play with pace and play with that twitch, right? So now, boom, he's able to get past Jrue Holiday. Holiday may be anticipating that snatch back. Now he's just facing help defenders who are rotating over. They late. And it's even harder to be able to hone in on what he's doing, right? Because look, he gets past Jrue Holiday. And as help defenders, now everybody's rotating. And instead of being able to load up while he did all this time using all these different moves, right? It's like, oh shit, I got to get to that spot. And now they're late on that rotation. Oh, let me speed that back up. And now right here, this is where it really started. Look, this is where Tatum's 45 piece really started. Guess what this was right here? This is about to be the cat attack. This is the cat attack. Tatum's about to just attack Karl Anthony Towns, and on shots like this, you got to understand why Jayson Tatum's such a good step back, sidestep shooter, right? Look, understand his base, right? Anytime you see Jayson Tatum get into a step back or a sidestep or any sort of pull up, look at his base. He's always loaded. It's not like he's high, then he's dipping, then he's getting back up. He gets himself to a good, stable base to where he's loaded. Let me turn this down for a second. That shit got loud as shit. To where he's loaded, and now, boom, now he's gonna get up into that shot. And I always tell y'all, less movement makes you more efficient. If you start your shot at the bottom instead of starting at the top, going down, going up, there's less room for error, one. And if you really shoot the shot, it's more fluid. So boom, guess what's gonna happen? Bucket. And now right here. All y'all say, oh, the referees, the playbook, oh, the handbook, referee, the game, or fouls in general, right? All y'all always say fouls are in favor of the offensive player and players can't play defense nowadays. Tell me how much better defense you could play right here, right? By Alexander Walker. How much better of a defensive possession can you play, right? You right there. You even get a hand-to-hand. Look, hold on, peep that shit, right? Look. Boom, drop step, swipes, miss the swipe. Hand-to-hand contest. Hand-to-hand contest. And guess what still happens? It's a bucket. That just tells you these players are just skilled. It's not referees and you can't play defense. Motherfuckers is just good. And now he's seen his reaction too. You seen his reaction too. The little things, man. Like, he's like, I did everything I could. He's like, damn, fuck that shit. Gotta keep this shit pushing. Speed this back up right quick. And now, oh, this is what I want to talk about in this play. I was like, what was I going to talk about? All right, boom. Look, I want y'all to peep something. I may have to actually keep this slow, right? Look at Boston's crowd, right? Everybody's standing up. They on a run, 3-point game. They was down like 9, right? And so understand this when it comes down to runs, right? All it takes is one shot. All it takes is one shot for that shot to be able to go down, and guess what's going to happen? Everybody in the crowd, oh, damn. Everybody sits right back down, no sound, no energy, and you're able to quiet that run, right? If you're going to take a three like that, you got to make sure you shoot that shit with all your goddamn confidence, right? Because in those situations, it's usually best to get to the rim, whether you're getting a foul, get some free throws, or you're trying to get a good look, right? But if you're going to end up taking one of those shots, you better have some big balls for that shot, because if you miss that, they going back the other way, momentum building up, it's going to get tough. Yo, what's good? Will, what's good? And now right here by Tatum. Remember I told you with Tatum. He's just exploiting, right? Remember, this is a common phrase. Common phrase in all of life, especially in basketball. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Cat attack, can't guard. He wear what, size 22s? He can't guard, bro. So what's going to happen when I get you off a ball screen? I'm going to attack you, and I'm not going to settle, right? Get straight to my spots, because he just can't move. You're going to try to complain about something, but guess what? You can't move your feet. It is what it is. And right here, too. I just realized everything that's kind of going on. But regardless, I want to peep the spacing on this isolation. Right, I want to talk about the spacing on this isolation. A lot going on in this ISO, right? So look, Anthony Edwards on the ISO, he's not making no call outs, but you got Nikhil Alexander Walker and Kyle Anderson pointing to Karl Towns, telling him to drop flat, right? Get lower, right? But where does he end up going? Low enough. I could get deeper, but understand this, especially on this side, that irks me, right? Because he made a call out. You understand spacing. Tatum's gonna go and double, right? And if you just understand the course of this game, they're gonna send a double at Ant. Right, especially in this fourth, they're setting doubles to get the ball out of his hands, right? And so, in this situation, how could you be able to, on Minnesota's part and Ant's part, be able to limit this double and be able to operate in a space to where if the double does come, I'm able to make the right read and be able to see what's necessary for me to make the right play. And so, if you have two on this side, one high corner, one deep corner, this leaves a lot of room for that ball to be able to. For Ant to be able to get double teamed, right? But say you flattened out this side, right? Say you put Nikhil Alexander Walker deeper in this corner. Now it's Reed on the short corner. Now think about how this kind of looks like. Tatum has to guard this pass out. Jaylen Brown is still guarding Naz Reid, and he's probably going to be playing towards in the paint. And so Tatum already trying to step up. All you have to do is be able to get the ball from Ant to Nikhil Alexander Walker, right? And if you're able to get that from there, Jaylen Brown can get screened by Naz Reid. And if Jaylen Brown rotates out to that, dump down to Naz Reid down there, boom, that's a 2, right? But in this situation right here, Nikhil Alexander Walker is high. Jayson Tatum is able to play a little over to where now Ants continue to work left. And now, boom, before you know it's too late, jump ball. And now right there by Tatum. Right here by Tatum. Look, this is why it's so important that you wait on your screen, right? Ant Edwards jumps out, right? And at this point, once he jumps out, if Tatum decided to already go, he would not get this good of a screen. What would end up happening, right, is that if Tatum decided to say, boom, he's right here, let me go, instead of waiting, moving screen call. But he allows Horford to reposition himself according to Anthony Edwards once he changed his positioning, and now he gets off the screen, and now Anthony Edwards is dead on the screen. They force the switch, boom, quick little triple threat work, one dribble, lay. Patience is key. And now right here once again, I want y'all to even understand this, right? At this point in the game, Jayson Tatum is the player that's hot. And being the player that's hot, you'll think, oh, give me the ball, I want to take the shot. But this is what makes a great team, right? The player who's hot, the best player on the team, even when they got shit going, decided to set a screen on just another one of their teammates, understanding the fact that I could be able to get them open. And that one little spin right there by Nasri is what allowed Al Horford to get a clean look off, all because Tatum decided to set that screen and make that unselfish play. And now right there by McDaniels, you may see a straight line drive, but there's a lot more to that. All right, there's a lot more to that. You got to understand what the player in the situation is thinking. Look, so Pete, right? Guarding these situations as a ball handler is extremely difficult. You got the time going down, late game, right? So now you're really just waiting for a ball screen to happen and trusting communication. But you don't know where the ball screen is coming from because you're playing in the middle of the floor, right? And so just as a defender, you're not just honed in on what the ball handler is doing. You're just waiting for the screen, waiting to hear something so you could adjust. But when that screen does come up, and now you got to worry about the ball handler actually going to go and attack, and the screen that may be there, and then they make that go move. This recovery is extremely tough to make because now you just broke your base. You have 5 fouls. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna play it safe. Another one of these step ups. Once again, cat attack. It's done. Right? It's done. Listen, once again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's the key when it comes down to isolation and attacking players, right? Jayson Tatum gets Karl-Anthony Towns once again. He's trying to guard up. You see the base. You see the base. You see the base with them size 24s on. You see the base, right? And I don't think y'all understand. Cat weighs like 240, bro. That really, I was like, damn, even though somebody, he not that big. Regardless, though, them size 22 is going to slow him down for a few. Now that sidestep happens, he's just too slow, right? And also, I want y'all to understand this part about this play as well. You remember that other sidestep Tatum had, right? Or that other bring back I showed y'all on this right wing. You saw how wide his base was. Now when he's getting to the sidestep, that base isn't as wide as it was before. Y'all got to understand, when you try to shoot off the dribble, you can't have a perfect base every single time. It just depends on the amount of momentum and force you bring into that move and how much space you're getting out into, right? And so your body just has to make sure it gets to a stop. And so whatever your base may end up being, you got to make sure you're able to adapt and be able to shoot accordingly, right? All that really matters and the most important in this situation is the shoulders, right? The shoulders able to maintain that stiffness so that as you shoot, there's no tilt, no sway. So then once you release, it's not like you're beginning to shoot too left or too right, right? That's one of the most important parts of it. Having that corner strength also is important. Having that base and that strength just to be able to adapt, right, in terms of your legs is also vital because you won't be able to control all that force and be able to get balanced if you don't have that strength, right? Which is why the weight room is so important, right? They're literally, the weight room and getting stronger is literally something you need in basketball if you want to hit a high level, right? So now Tatum lets that shit go right there over the top bucket. And now right here, this is the problem in Minnesota. Look, this is a problem in Minnesota, right? This is why Minnesota cannot be contenders. Because when you're playing late in game and Ant only has nobody who could create their own shot, how are they going to be able to close out a game? Explain. I don't know, right? And it's going to only get worse if you got Rudy on the floor. Now that's a miss. Now continue to watch these more clips. right? It's gonna get tough. And now on Boston's part, this is what Tatum's got to do. More, not 3-4 times a game. I'm talking 8 to 10. Like, this is the amount of touches he gets now in the post and in the mid range is not enough, right? You got a smaller player, use your size. Don't settle, get a good look off, right? Actually, don't settle for anything and use the advantage that you got. And don't play the numbers game and the analytics. You just need a bucket. Now, right here, once again, and another ISO. Doubles coming. Now, who you going to give the ball up to? McDaniels. I'm sorry, but
With all due respect.
last time I checked, McDaniels was not no off-the-dribble threat. He's not no shot creator. So now he got the rock with 5 seconds, and he got to cook, right? It's like telling somebody to go and cook something, and all you give them is you give them chicken breasts. You don't even give them salt. You give them thyme leaves, right? You give them motherfucker thyme leaves, bro. You give them chicken breasts and black pepper. You tell them to cook, bro. That shit gonna be ass, bro. I'm sorry, but that's what's gonna hold them back. Airball. Like, I'm sorry, once again.
With all due respect.
McDaniels does his thing, like in terms of his role. But if you want to be able to close out these games, you need players that are going to be able to provide gravity around in, right? And even on not even on McDaniels' part, it has nothing to do with him as a player. This is just how you structure a team. The team must be structured better, right? Daniels does his thing. Cat does his thing. Nikhil does his thing. Rudy does his thing. They just don't have the necessary players to be able to say go tick for tat with a Denver, with the Clippers, right? With who got multiple closers. That's where it's gonna get tough. Now right there, this play was tough. Last week I had a 40 piece with 7 threes just after crediting one thing on my form. Make sure you stay true to it though. Make sure you stay true to it. That's lit. I ain't never had no 40 piece. I ain't have the bag at that point in time enough. I ain't have the versatility to score 40. I got close to 30 because I just used to shoot threes. So that's not like I could make goddamn 12 threes in the game. 12 threes is crazy. Most I had maybe was like 8. I think I most had 8 threes, but 12. I ain't have no handle, no nothing. I'd have to get dummy fast break layups against I don't even know. Like, if it's a comp team, I don't even know if I'll be able to get that much. But this play, I really fuck with this play. Peep it. Hey, this is a magnificent late game play, right? Look at Tatum. Screens Cat, right? And Cat was guarding Horford. And now look what Horford's going to do. Screen McDaniels, right? And now Tatum's going to go. And that forces the switch with Cat on the Tatum. And now late game, this is the Cat attack. This is going to be another vulnerability for the Timberwolves going into the playoffs, right? Karl Anthony Towns with the 22s. Right? And so now when you guard, slow-footed, out of position, trying to recover, you buy in on a lot of things you're just not used to guarding, boom, foul. And not only do you have Cat to attack, you got Gobert to attack. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a big man attack. What I would probably do, though, now just thinking about it, I'll probably switch Rudy onto the ball, force Rudy on the switch. If anything, I don't know how well they'll want to switch it, but I'll try to get Rudy out the paint and try to let Cat try to be the rim protector instead. Rudy going to be able to protect the rim a little better. I'll give him his credit where credit is due, what he's capable of doing. But if we're talking as a whole, get Rudy around out the paint, try to force Cat to be a paint protector because that's past time shown he ain't no paint protector. So I'll do that. But understand this now though, right? Hold on. ISO again. ISO work again, right? And so look. Cat, boom, sets the screen for Ant. He gets to switch to Jaylen Brown. This spacing is different from what it was before because the person that's one pass away is Cat. They're not going to leave Cat to go double because they know he can shoot. So what's going to end up happening, right? Cat holds space. Ant goes. No help right here from Tatum. You're staying home on Cat. So now he has a lane. Derek White laid over on the help. Boom, foul. Or bad jump, whatever it might be. Boom, foul. That's how you properly space the floor for an isolation. You don't just put anybody anywhere and say, oh, go to work. You got to put people in the right spots. And now right here late in game, I'm waiting for the day in years' time when Tatum's able to get into these situations. And will he be able to develop the maturity and understand how could I be able to use this clock to get a real quality shot off and really get to my spots and become a closing threat? Like you see Tatum get the ball with 5-6 seconds, you like, oh shit, we know he got the clutch gene. Is he gonna be able to get that gene? And I see him getting to these spots a lot of times, and I'm just wondering, when is it going to kind of click for him? When is this part going to click? Will it take a championship? Will it? What is it going to take? Will it take just a tough defeat, Game 7 loss in the finals, Game 6 or some shit? What is it going to take? You know what I'm saying? Maybe a Game 7 will be just enough, or a championship itself. We'll see. Yeah, this is overtime. I think he might have already peeped that. This is overtime now, right? Look, this game went into overtime, right? And so look, Cat was guarding Al Horford, and when the ball got inbounded, you decided to go and make the switch. So immediately right now, the step-up screen occurs early because they realize they're out of position. Now Naz Reid is chasing from so far behind. And now at this point, Naz Reid is in position, and he ends up being the screen on the end. So now Tatum has the easy lane down to the rim. Boom, got the 2. Because really should have been an and 1 as well. Boom, right there. Hold on. I want you to piece something too. Something about isolations. There's a lot of isolation plays we're breaking down, right? And so look, when playing the isolations, the key is to be able to not worry about the person in front of you. It's about the help, right? Who's that bottom level of help? Who's in the paint, right? And how long are they staying there, right? If you're reading Drew Holiday, Kyle Anderson leaves, you're making this attack. Drew Holiday don't leave with them, right? And so understanding this, if I go left, I don't have anything at the rim. And I don't have anything in the mid-range because Al Horford's right here on this corner. So this really just leaves that, right? But it's about your ability to really time this attack and really comprehend this before you get downhill. Because by initiating this drive so early to the point where Kyle Anderson hasn't fully established his positioning and you can't comprehend what the defense is doing, right? You kind of get here and you're not able to set up the proper passing angle to get this ball to this corner, right? And you don't give Kyle Anderson time to be able to set this screen because if you throw it now, moving screen, right? So just slow down a little bit. Just wait us for a little bit longer, right? Allow people to establish positioning, see what you got, and then go, right? Then he ends up taking this shot right here. And the fact that this shot got this close from going in, notice, rattle out, that's tough too. Shit, if as a defender, you look back and be like, finally caught a goddamn break. But right here, I want to commend Jaylen Brown too. Don't forget about Jaylen Brown though. He had 35. Jaylen Brown had 35. Right? I'm gonna commend Jaylen Brown because late game, right? He understood Tatum was the one who was hot, so he wasn't trying to force his own hand. So what he did do in his own touches is that he'll attack Karl Anthony Towns. Right? He'll just go attack, understand he's too slow, and get himself to the free throw line. Ended up being, I believe, 11 for 11 from the line. Maybe 6 of those was from drawing fouls on the Cat. Right, and 6 of those 6 in that area was late game as well, where Tatum was going and he was just like, I'm not gonna settle, you know what I'm saying? So he did a great job of just playing his part and helping him be able to get this win. And at times though, the late game shit may even come down to Jaylen Brown. So I want to see even as time goes on, if Tatum don't got it going, you're gonna be ready to hand the keys to Jaylen Brown to win this game, and Jaylen Brown, is he gonna be ready for it? So you just got to just be able to stay ready. Right here too. This play. I want to talk about this play. Peep this. Peep this though. Right? Tatum on the catch. Naz Reid is now switched. Notice what the coaching staff is doing. Right? Tell him to press up. But look what Tatum does. Look how composed he is. Right? Look how composed he is. Look, because he's now brought Naz Reid into a territory where he's uncomfortable. So what is he gonna start doing? Doing shit that you shouldn't do in this situation simply because he's never been there. So look, what? Reaching foul. They brought him in. Tatum just remained composed and understood the fact that he's not comfortable with where I'm going and what I'm doing. And so what ultimately just ended up happening is Naz Reid just didn't know how to guard the perimeter that far. Didn't really know how to press. Probably he's never really pressed in his life for real. On the ball. So they really set him up for failure, telling him to press up. You know what I'm saying? He should have sat back as well, not allowed that what they're saying, and understood that there's an extent to how much you should press up. They just gotta force Brown left. Yo, just force him left, bro. I know you probably seen it too. All y'all seen it. But I know fucking everybody in this motherfucking chat didn't see that video of Jaylen Brown, where he was just going left every single time against the Heat. He'll turn that bitch over every single time. It was a turnover, a bad shot, something. Where he just goes left, bro. And I was just like, damn. It's really that bad, bro? It's really that bad. But look, understand once again. Late game, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Cat attack. But notice how he's attacking this one. Jaylen Brown, he clears out, gives him space. Patience is vital. Patience is vital, right? And so understand this too, bonus, right? So being in the bonus, you want to seek contact, right? So what's going to end up happening when Tatum goes to attack? Seeks contact there, they don't call it. Hands in the air, everybody wants a foul, but you must continue to play. And at this point in time, that little bit of contact knocked off his whole equilibrium as a defender, on top of the fact that he got on 22s, so his feet already slow. And so now, boom, understanding the fact that now Cat is playing spots and playing positioning, there's this gap, I'm going to change direction, use my agility. Boom, crossover, gotcha, give me back going left, lay, too easy. These how you attack isolation situations. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Get your spacing right, remain patient, and all the other stuff I said prior to. And now right here too. This is tough. This is tough. This is tough. This is one of the situations that just isn't smart, right? This play by Minnesota late game just wasn't a great play because you have no spacing right now. Nobody is set, right? So now you're setting this screen here, Naz Reid, to the sideline. So you're really getting guarded by 3 players right now. The sideline, White, and Al Drew. Understanding that they do double. So with this compact area of space, you now just have to pass out. Drew Holiday, hands, turnover. Patience is key late in games as well. Patience is key. When in doubt, turn to patience. And now in this situation right here, notice Drew Holiday, right? Notice his speed, most importantly. Look, right off that steal, notice his speed, right? Look, no real pressure, no real speed downhill, but the defenders continue just to run down and run back and not match up and communicate. So what ends up happening is that Tatum is just wide open. He's the hot player on the floor. And so now he gets this catch, boom, shot, down 2, or they were down 2, now they down 5. Tatum with 45 at this point. So, boom, 50 seconds. And I got one more play I want to show y'all, late game play. This is something as to which y'all could really take for yourselves and help y'all get better, right? So, 31 seconds left, up 5. Boom, you throw the ball to Jaylen Brown in the backcourt because the timeout advanced the ball so you could throw it back there. So now, on this catch, you see this double already happening, right? It really should have been from this instant, right, when this pass got thrown from Derek White, that you now go and follow behind Jaylen Brown to provide him with the outlet, right? This is not no outlet. You can't just sit back here and assume they're going to end up fouling. You got to give him an outlet, somewhere to pass the ball to, right? And now if you can't get this and you bring Kyle Anderson this far, then another person has to come over and be the outlet as well, right? So now you end up putting this to Horford. Bad pass gets thrown to Horford. Now, boom, loose ball. Horford ends up kicking this. And now you just don't really want these plays to happen because you just give them another chance, right? Give them another chance. It just puts your odds of winning in jeopardy, right? Your chance of winning in jeopardy. So at that point in time, that's the end of that game. A lot of gems in that stream. If you need to go back, you already know what's going on. But also, merch is coming very soon. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed because 60% of y'all not subscribed, which is crazy. My sub count would be doubled. I'll be at 15K already, right? And I'll be breaking down some of my film already. If everybody who watches subbed up. Told y'all 15K, I'm going to break down some of my film. So make sure y'all all sub up. Make sure that you also sacrifice into your present self, or sacrifice your present self and invest into your future self and do everything you need to do to be able to get to where you want to go. We're going to be live again on Monday, by the way. So discipline or regret, you choose.